What is going on, everybody? It's Jamie, and welcome to the channel Thrift-Onfire. Today's going to be a what sold video, what sold for me recently on eBay. I think we might have slipped in a Depop and maybe even a Poshmark sale at the very end here. I'm just getting caught up in orders. Obviously, I've been away for about a week. Our trip, we'll talk about the trip quick here. It was a very rainy weekend. So when we crossed over, no issues at the border, by the way, which was really great news. Within minutes. Just general questions. This was at the crossing over to from Windsor into Detroit. We drove up, went to the first concert. Excellent. Shinedown Beartooth.
They gave us lightsabers. Yo, where the nerds at? Where the nerds at?
Really great night. We wound up driving the next day through the rain to Cedar Point, Ohio. Okay. It was rainy when we got there. The first day we went to go to Cedar Point, we went an hour before the park opened because we stayed on property. You get to go early. Nothing was open. It rained for about 2 hours. We stood there in the rain for 2 hours with ponchos on. I left the park without doing anything. Came back in the afternoon when we thought the rain died down a little bit. It rained on us some more. Ate some food, went on only one ride, Steel Vengeance. This thing is crazy. I only rode on it one other time. It's a steel roller coaster, it's a wooden roller coaster that they disassembled and put steel tracking on, and it actually does like some small inversions, and it's super fast and scary, and I thought it was fun. But the first time I went on it, I wasn't expecting it, so it was absolutely crazy. The second day, we were going to go back to Cedar Point. It rained all day, so we wound up going towards Detroit early. Went to a casino. Did not do very well at all. Lost some money. Not a lot of money, like $100. That's like the max I would ever spend in a casino. But lost some money, so meh. And then we went to see another concert, which was Marilyn Manson. The concert itself, fantastic. He's claiming to be sober now for the first time in a long time, and the show definitely was great. I've seen him previously a couple times before. The last time I seen him, he basically laid on his back and babbled noises and got pulled off stage because he was just so out of it. This show was great. The only downfall here again was the rain, so we Ubered to the show just after the doors opened, but it was backed up about 3 blocks and pouring rain. So by the time we got in the show, we were completely soaking wet. It was still a fun time. Time away is always good, but it was probably one of the wettest vacations and coldest times away I've had in a long time. Also, when I was away, there was some Poshmark news that was a little bit negative. So if you sell on Poshmark like I do, I sell on Poshmark Canada and Poshmark US. Poshmark Canada, no problems. Everything's fine. Actually, I had my store in vacation mode, so I didn't really make any sales until the tail end of the vacation where I took it out of vacation mode. But Posh.com, so the American one, a very American version of it, which is the bigger one and probably more successful one for me. It's not that there's any issue with Poshmark, but there's an issue with Stallion Express, so my company that's taking it across the border for me. Okay, I can still buy regular labels through Stallion Express and use them the way they've been using them, but the third-party labels, they're not going to handle them anymore. So, I had some issues. I had to cancel 2 orders. They're sitting over there. I actually they were supposed to go out with my last order that went out before vacation, so I dropped off an order at Stallion on the way there. I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't cancel the orders until I think near the end of the weekend. I actually had somebody quite upset with me that I needed to cancel the order. I'm like, there's a problem with the label. They asked Poshmark to give me a new label. I said, thank you for that, but that's not the problem. And I had to cancel the order. Anyway, they were very upset. They called me a whole bunch of names and blocked me. I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm somewhat at fault for it, but really the problem is at the border. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing Stallion can do about it. They're obviously washing their hands from all of it. And Poshmark's not doing anything wrong. They're allowing us to sell from Canada to the US, but you need to find a way to get the packages there. So not really their fault either. At the moment, there's nothing I can do about it. I haven't really looked for another cross-border shipper. I just currently have my laptop, or I just set my laptop up here. I was going to show you everything's just still in vacation mode, but it just says items not for sale. It's nothing too crazy. So my store is still active, but it's on this extended vacation, you know, with a glimmer of hope that something will change, but it most likely won't. So I'll probably be looking at maybe an alternate site. I was thinking about Grailed, maybe spending more time back on Whatnot, or just refocus and really just hit eBay, Poshmark Canada, and Depop harder. I'm not really sure, but I will maybe be looking for some sort of alternate, because the way my Posh.com worked for me personally, I don't think I'll notice a financial difference day to day, because all that money I just left in my US account anyway, and only used it when we did cross-border trips and stuff like that. When we go on vacations or across the border and do those types of things, I won't have this available money anymore. So it'll hit me there, but on a day-to-day expense and paying for things is not going to really make a big difference, because I wasn't using that money personally. I am using it personally, but it's on vacation, not for my personal day-to-day stuff, right? So hopefully that makes sense. But for now, we're going to pull some orders. Like I said, it's mostly just getting stuff out. I was on vacation mode, so sales weren't super good. I had a few good eBay sales. Like I said, at the end of the vacation, we did take it off vacation mode in Poshmark Canada and Depop, and I was able to make a couple sales there before getting back home. So that's all this stuff, and let's get this stuff shipped. Get it off with an eBay sale, and we're going into this bin. LPS, just an abbreviation, leggings, pants, and shorts. So just non-jeans, legs, jeez. Pair of Dickies. This one, let me just peek here. We're looking for 4430s, brand new with tags right there, 4430s. I think I just have 2 single pairs left. I bought these at a Goodwill, lotted them up, and we're trying to sell them in lots. These were 2 single sizes that I couldn't lot up, but about $20 USD, $19.98, something like that. I would only pick up Dickies jeans personally if they were new with tags, or if I got them at the Goodwill bins or something like that. They always sell, but new with tags, you know, hard to turn them down for sure. Next, a pair of SAS shoes. Now, these used to be really good for me. I would pick these up based off just the brand, and I've had these ones for far too long. And finally took an offer on throwing stuff on the ground here. Took an offer on these ones for I think like $14 and change USD just to move them out. Not a great size, not a great style. I personally haven't been picking them up for a while. That might be my last pair if I look around. I don't see another pair. If I could get them cheap enough, I might still consider it, but I'd be looking up the model for sure. Anyway, $14.05 on those SAS shoes. Next, an Aerosmith flag. Should be in here. I've wrote on them, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. Aerosmith. I believe it's this one. If I have more than one Aerosmith, I will check. I think it's this one here, 2001. Looks like we got $20 USD for that. Those all came from a store that was going out of business, and I bought a whole bunch of flags, which is what you've seen in the drawer there. I think I paid about $5 Canadian a flag. So, you know, into $20 USD, decent. Next, 2 things from the card drawer, I brought out from the card drawer. First, Blondie. This is a box set right here, brand new sealed. I think I accepted 20 bucks on this one, and I was able to relist it right away because I think I still have like 8 of these. This did come from the $4,000 card buy as well. The other card going out right now is this one. It's Morgan Riley and Frederick Anderson. This one, I took an offer of $160 USD. I had it listed a little bit higher. It's definitely a discount for somebody, but I'm going to take it. You know, there's not too many buyers for this card. Honestly, it is 35. It's 27 of 35, so it's a numbered card. That's a good enough offer for me. I'm not a collector, so we're going to get this guy out 160 USD. Let's get this stuff out of here. Let's pull another round of orders, and we're going to go right back into the Waterloo bin here. What was this guy? Chris Bublik. Okay. Royals, rookie card. It is an auto. Not much for this one. $5. I had it listed a little higher, but I did take an offer of $5. to get it out of here. You know, not a super valuable card, so somebody gives me an offer like that, I'll in most times take it. I'm trying to move some of the lower value cards out as well, as I'm sure you can tell. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right here. I think this is a DS game. I actually believe, I don't know 100% sure, but I think this one was actually from one of the clothing buys that I did, where somebody threw in some clothes or some video game stuff. I'm pretty sure that's where this one came from. Could be wrong, but regardless, wouldn't have paid much, or it would have been in a bundle of some sort. We got $13 USD on that one. Next, it looks like, I'm just trying to see what I wrote down here. Oh, charts. Okay, so these are medical charts, and I'm just going to throw a picture up of them on the screen. There's 3 of them. I got $50 USD for them. There was another one that I sold individually for, I think, 100 or something like that a while back. I've had these ones for a while. Now, the first house that I ever bought, these were up in some rafters, and we found them. So they were stored in the house, so they weren't really mine. They were the past owners. I actually displayed them in a couple different houses that we're in, but recently they just got kind of set to the side, and eventually I decided to list them online. So I don't really have any buy cost in these. They just were found in the attic of the house, and yeah, $50 on these ones. Some of these can be really valuable. I was trying to sell them all together at one point for quite a bit of money, like 300 Canadian, and didn't work out, so I did sell them individually, including these ones here. That's the last of them, $50 US for the lot of 3. Next, I've had this jacket a really, really long time. So back when I was doing Dick's Sporting Goods pallets, this was something I got. It was a Nike Steelers kind of, I think this is like a field, or like a sides person. What do you call that? Like a coach's jacket or something like that. Size small, which kind of hurts as well. But I did finally wind up selling this on Poshmark.ca for $30 Canadian. And next we're going to move to Depop, and this is really great. This was at the Goodwill bins. You can see the US flag on it here, but snap-on jacket. It's quilted on the inside with a hood. It's got a few little blemishes, right? I don't know if I can even find them to point them at. Oh, like a little bit of paint, a little bit of discoloring. But this was at the Goodwill bins. Somebody found it and threw it back in a bin. They didn't want to pick it up. I wound up grabbing it, thinking, you know, it probably, you know, at the very least I could give it to somebody. It's a nice jacket, and I wouldn't be paying a ton at the Goodwill bins. Maybe $5, $8, something like that. It is kind of heavy, but we did flip that into $52 USD, so that's pretty good. Let's get this round of orders out of here. So for now, it's business as usual. Hopefully I can find another selling platform to maybe replace Poshmark.com. If you have a suggestion, put it down in the comments below. You know, like I said, the ones I'm gravitating towards, which I don't know a ton about Grail. If I did something like that, I'd probably just throw my vintage stuff on there. Other than that, I don't know. I could revisit Whatnot, only because you can do static sales now, which just means you can list there and sell that way. You don't have to do the lives. I don't mind doing the lives. It's just you have to build an audience for that over there, and it's really tough. So it causes a lot of time. You know, if I was going to give up YouTube, for instance, I could spend a lot more time on Whatnot and try to grow an audience over there. But I honestly currently prefer doing YouTube over Whatnot. And I only have so much time in the day. There are obviously people who make it work. It's just, I don't know if that's what I want to do right now. The other thing that I will just touch on, and maybe we'll talk about it in the next video a little bit, is, you know, obviously, if you have something that's made in China, that's also an issue crossing the border right now. I do have a couple items that are being returned. One, I think, it's very vague what Stallion said to me. One, I think, is a cut tag that doesn't have a clear country of origin on it. So maybe they just assume it's from China if you can't tell. The other one is that really old knife that I sold. It's really hard to read the print on it, and I don't know why that would have been returned, but that obviously, I think those are the 2 items being returned, but I don't know, because Stallion just sent out this like vague email saying that you have items coming back, but it didn't say what they were. I don't know if that was a mass email to everybody who uses Stallion, or if you just have an issue, but we'll try to touch base on that in the next video. I don't know what I'm really going to do about, you know, clothing that are made in China yet. I do have a couple of options, but I don't really want to talk about them until I actually know what I'm doing. But that will be an issue, obviously, that I have to deal with here in the next few weeks or even next few days, honestly. Anyway, if you guys do like videos like this one, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing for more content. We'll see you guys soon.